It's often called the golden quarter because the last 3 months of the year are absolutely critical for many businesses around the world. In fact, loads of companies spend almost the entire year planning for the Christmas period. So that begs the question, how do companies actually monetize Christmas? Well, they do it by using some pretty clever behavioral science. So in this video, we're going to be talking about the behavioral science of Christmas advertising. This is how companies monetize the Christmas spirit. So the first thing that companies do, which is really obvious when you think about it, is play on our emotions. We know from behavioral science that many of our buying decisions are driven by emotions rather than rational thought. We don't weigh up the pros and cons of the products that we're buying. Instead, we're often buying off impulse and emotional attachment to the product and the brand. When it comes to Christmas advertising, a lot of companies like to turn these emotions up to the max. Famously, here in the UK, we have the John Lewis Christmas advert, which is known for being an absolute tearjerker every year and really hitting you in the feels. The reason why this kind of emotional advertising works is because of the way memories are encoded in our brain. When an experience also has a strong emotional peak to it, we're more likely to remember that experience and encode it into our memory. As a result, advertising that really dials up the emotional factor in its storytelling means that we're more likely to remember that advertising, form those positive associations with the brand, and therefore are more likely to buy from them. In fact, studies have shown that emotional advertising performs twice as well as non-emotional advertising in terms of the amount of profit that that company can make, which really shows you the power of emotional advertising, and that's why companies really dial it up during Christmas. Another thing that weirdly is very common for Christmas advertising is the use of animals. The reason why companies do this is because most people have generally positive emotions associated with cute animals. So by consistently showing these very cute, often anthropomorphized animals alongside your brand logo and general branding architecture, that means that viewers of your advert are more likely to form positive associations because they associate the positive feelings they have for your cute animal with your brand. In fact, Rory Sutherland once said on a podcast,
this is the thing that the ad industry will never tell you because it sounds so banal.
Yes.
Okay. But using animals in advertising basically makes your advertising more effective. My argument is that we've evolved to look at animals. Okay. We've had 1 million years where we pay more attention to living things, in particular animals, because we can eat them, they can eat us.
He said that in a conversation with the founder of Pip and Nut, one of the most successful peanut butter companies in the UK, which uses squirrel branding as its main motif. And the third thing that companies do is take advantage of the natural scarcity that exists during the Christmas time. Christmas is probably the only time of year when the entire world has a joint deadline for when they need to buy gifts for their loved ones. From behavioral science, we know the power of scarcity in making people value things more and driving people to act with a sense of urgency. And we also know the power of deadlines, and they're two closely related principles in behavioral science. But the point being that when there's a deadline in place, people are much more likely to take action. Just think about your assignments for university. How many of you leave it right up to the very close edge of the deadline? That's the power of deadlines on motivation. So because companies know this, they're going to remind you of that deadline. That's really going to spur you on to get you to go to the shops, make that purchase, and actually close that sale for them. So companies will often use language like, there's only X days left until Christmas, or Christmas sale must end soon. All these reminders of the approaching deadline really drive you to make that purchase and for them to close the sale. So for me, those are 3 massive ways that companies monetize Christmas. If you can think of any more behavioral science tricks that companies are using to monetize Christmas, let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video, and I'll see you tomorrow.